Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is another baking with Brie video, and we are going to be baking sugar cookies because nothing screams the holidays like sugar cookies. And I am already in holiday mode. I'm in the zone. I've got Christmas decorations up and I'm loving life. Like, I feel so happy and festive and cheerful. And yes, so today, sugar cookies because they're delicious. We're gonna be baking the base today, just like the cookie part. But if you wanna see like the frosting and the little decorative snowflakes, then you will have to watch this past weekend's vlog that I just put up, and that will have all of that. I didn't wanna make this video too long, so I kind of separated the two, but these cookies are super, super good just on their own as well. So even if you don't wanna do the frosting thing, you could just eat these on their own. Let's get into the baking and then we will get into today's topic. This is what happens when you can't find a rolling pin. You use a cutting board to make your dough flat. So I got a request on how to stay yourself and to not really like lose yourself within a relationship. And I think that's a really interesting topic and something that a lot of people might struggle with in a relationship, especially in the beginning stages. So that's what we're gonna talk about. As you guys know, I am married to my wonderful husband, Matt. But before we got together, I did date a lot. I was in quite a few relationships and I learned a lot from all of them. And I still want to make a video that is more so like humorous, just funny stories that I look back on and it'd be like, what was I thinking? So if you guys want to see that video, give this one a thumbs up, comment down below. I want to make it more humorous, lighthearted, but still, you know, have some learning lessons in there. But yeah, I have dated quite a bit in the past, and from what I've learned through those experiences and even through my marriage is that you have to really stay true to yourself as a person. And I know that in the beginning stages of a relationship, when you really like someone and you really just want them to like you back, it's really kind of that unsure time. of you two getting together and getting to know each other, and you're like, does he like me? Or, you know, am I good enough? Does he like my personality? Do we like the same things? That type of thing. And I think sometimes we can try to really impress the other person, or try to really make them feel comfortable with us, or try to make them think that we're very, very similar. And that can be anything from like pretending you like their type of music, or saying that you don't like spaghetti, whatever it is. Sometimes we say things in hopes that the other person might like us a little bit more. And, you know, I think that we've all kind of done it in one way or another, but it's not exactly right to be dishonest with someone else, and it's not exactly right to downplay who you are as a person, or to change who you are as a person to make sure someone else likes you and wants to stick around. Because at the end of the day, you're you, and you should be with someone who appreciates you as a person, who values you, who loves you for you. That is the whole point of a relationship. And you don't want to get so far deep into a relationship with all of these kind of white lies and pretending you were someone else, to the point where you're just so tired of it that you like don't want to put on the act anymore, or to the point where you don't even know who you are as a person anymore, because you've kind of lost yourself in this facade and in this relationship. Now, I'm not saying that you should be so stubborn and like set in your ways that you don't want to try anything else, that you don't want to do what another person likes. You should be open-minded, and you should step out of your comfort zone. But if you don't like something, then you don't like something, and you don't have to like pretend that you like it. And that can go the same way. You don't want to change someone into someone else to fit what you think is best for you either. So really it comes down to finding a person who likes you for you, and you liking them for them, and you guys just staying very true to yourselves. It's gonna make your life so much easier. It's gonna make your relationship much more natural and long-term. Another thing that I have realized about myself in relationships is that I can be very giving. I just like to see people smile. I like to make them happy. I like to do little things or big things to make them feel special. And at times, I think in certain relationships, people would take advantage of that, and I would give and give and give and give, and they would just take. And it was really, really exhausting. And it came to the point where I was like, does this person even like me, or do they just like that I like to give so much of myself to them? Relationships need to be balanced, and it needs to be a give and take. It cannot be one-sided. Not one person can just be the giver the entire time, and not one person can be the taker the entire time. It has to be a balance. You should give and you should receive, and they should give and they should receive as well. I did learn from that, but it didn't make me any less of a giving person. I just found someone who appreciated it and reciprocated it back. So just remember that you don't have to give so much of yourself all the time to make anyone like you or make the relationship work. It should just be natural, and it should be a give and take type balance. Another thing that I think is very important in relationships is to have the things that you love to do and to still do them on your own. These are things that are special to you and that are like your you time. Like for me, it's going to the gym. That is my me time. Matt does not step foot in the gym ever. And that's okay. We have our separate types of things that we like to do. You know, I love having my alone time in my office. When I'm in there, it's kind of like I'm zoning out, I'm doing my emails, I'm just doodling, writing, whatever. Like my office is my me time too. And he has this like drum room where that's his place, his little man cave. And you know, he goes and golfs, he goes and watches football with his friends. I go to brunch with my girlfriends or happy hour. We still have parts of our lives that are separate and that we enjoy doing. And sometimes, you know, we do have all of our friends together, but we still have that separation that makes us who we are as people, because while we are a couple and we are a unit, you know, we're still separate people who still have different passions and different things that we like to do. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we always have to be together and like the same things and do the things all the time together. It's okay to have that separate part of your relationship. And it just makes you grow stronger as a couple because you have more to talk about. You're still unique and you're still your individual person, and you're still that individual person that your significant other fell in love with. So don't lose who you are because who you're with finds that special and fell in love with that. So don't lose who you are as a person, don't lose what you love, and don't stop doing what you enjoy. Which kind of brings me to my next point of the honeymoon stage. In the beginning of a relationship, it is so happy and loving and you just want to be together all the time. I know that was the situation for Matt and I. After our first date, I think we spent like 30 days straight together. We saw each other every single day, and it was so much fun, and it was wonderful. And I wonder how long that would have actually gone on, because it had to stop because he was going on tour, and so we couldn't be together every single day. But either way, the honeymoon stage is wonderful, and it's totally okay to spend every waking moment together and just soak in your new relationship. But at some point, you know, you do have to have that separation. As I mentioned before, you know, you should see your friends, come up for air, go have some alone time. It's okay. It doesn't mean you love each other any less or that the honeymoon is over. I shouldn't say the honeymoon stage, I just mean that like suffocation stage, I feel like. Make sure that you do get that separation, you do get that time apart, and don't make it such a habit where you alienate yourselves from your family or your friends or the things that you love to do. It's important to come up for air. I think another thing that is important in relationships is also realizing when a relationship is no longer right for you, and realizing your value as a person, and realizing that you are happier and better off without someone. I know sometimes we can get so far into a relationship that we don't know anything else, and we would be scared to let go of the only thing that we've known for so long, because when you get out of a relationship, it is really like starting over. I totally get that fear of like, oh my gosh, I just invested all this time and now I have to start all over and try and find someone else that likes me. You know, that type of feeling around breakups. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. That fear will pass and you'll realize that there are so many other people out there for you. But, you know, getting back to that point of being in the relationship, if you're not feeling like it's good for you, like you're growing as a person, like you're feeling loved or valued, then you should take yourself out of it. You have to really pay attention to your feelings within a relationship and never lose sight of like your inner voice and your intuition and all of that within a relationship, because it does tell you so much, and it tells you if something is wrong and it tells you if something is right, and you don't want to lose sight of that, and you don't want to drown it out just because you want to stay in a relationship that you've become so comfortable in. So yeah, those are just some different things that I think help within a relationship. Relationships are a beautiful, wonderful thing, and it is a-okay to get lost in them sometimes because you're so happy. You know, if you find that person who just fits the puzzle piece, who makes you maybe a little bit better of a person, makes your life happier, then go for it. That's what it's all about. That's what a relationship is. It's loving, it's consuming, it's wonderful, but at the end of the day, don't lose yourself within it because you are very valuable. So let's go pull the cookies out of the oven. So let's go on a little mini holiday tour. Over here we have this pretty peace sign. It's super glittery and white and lovely, perfect, what we need in the world right now. Just a little wooden sign, and then it goes perfectly with this Christmas tree. It's super soft